Honourable, the Chief Justice of the High Court of Kerala, Mr. Justice Ashish Desai, Justice A. Muhammad Mushtaq, Judge and Acting Chief Justice Designate of the High Court of Kerala, Honourable Judges of the High Court of Kerala, Honourable Mr. Justice Nikhil Karial, Judge, High Court of Gujarat, former Judges of this Honourable Court, Justice C.K. Butch, former Judge of the High Court of Gujarat, the President of Kerala High Court Advocate Association, Chairman of the Bar Council of Kerala, the President Kerala High Court Senior Advocates Association, the President Federation of Women Lawyers, Kerala High Court Unit, Law Officers of the State, Additional Solicitor General of India, Sri Sundaresh, Deputy Solicitor General in Charge, Senior Central Standing Council, Taxes and other law officers of the central government, Senior Advocates, esteemed fellow members of the Bar, Registrar General, Registrars and staff of the High Court of Kerala, friends and family members of Justice Ashish Desai, staff and of the Advocate General's Office, advocates, clerks, ladies and gentlemen, and all other dignitaries joining online. To quote Justice Edward Hennessy, who was the Chief Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court from 1976 to 1989, I quote, "Perfection, if the judge seeks it, requires knowledge of the law and faithful application of the law, diligence and efficiency, unfailing courtesy, without sacrifice of firmness and decisiveness, even-handedness, while retaining a jealous regard for the individuality of every person, restraint, eternal restraint, particularly as to both the quality and quantity of speech, courage and strength in the face of criticism, above all, integrity in all its nuances." I unquote. Late Chief Justice Hennessy would for certain never have ever crossed paths with my Lord Justice Ashish Desai, the Chief Justice of the High Court of Kerala, demitting office on attaining superannuation. But I could find no better words to describe my Lord Chief Justice as a judge skillfully knowledgeable of law and uncompromisingly faithful to rule of law, diligent and efficient in justice dispensation, courteous to one and all, but firm and decisive, qualitatively and quantitatively, restrained in choice of words, and above all, personification of spotless integrity. Almost a year before, on 22/7/2023, in my address in the full court reference of this Honourable Court, welcoming my Lord the first Judge ever from High Court of Gujarat to adorn the office of the Chief Justice of this Honourable Court, I quoted excerpts from the speeches of the leaders of Gujarat High Court Bar in the Gujarat High Court reference held on the occasion of my Lord's transfer to this court as the Chief Justice, showering their overwhelming appreciation of my Lord's jurisdictive expertise, mood distinction, outstanding court management, consummate humility, and individual uprightness. From my past about 1 year of experience as a member of this bar in appearing and arguing before my Lord, and in the one-to-one official interactions I have had with my Lord in my capacity as the Advocate General of the State, I can say without an iota of doubt that those words of the leading lawyers of Gujarat High Court Bar about my Lord, which I recited in my reference speech welcoming my Lord, were not hollow words of embroidered compliments, but accurately reflective of my Lord's real self as a judge and as a human being. Born on 5/7/1962 at Vadodara as the son of late Jitendra P. Desai, who retired as a judge at the High Court of Gujarat after having started his career as a judge at the District Judiciary, and Mandakini Jitendra Desai, my Lord graduated in economics from St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad, and later completed law from Sri Elisha Law College, Ahmedabad, on enrollment as a lawyer on 27/11/1985. My Lord initially practiced at the City Civil Sessions Court, Ahmedabad, and in 1991 shifted practice to the High Court of Gujarat, my Lord was appointed as an assistant government pleader at High Court of Gujarat in the year 1994 and in 1995 as an additional public prosecutor, which post my Lord held till elevation. My Lord was also Central Government Standing Counsel at the High Court of Gujarat, as well as the Panel Counsel for the Gujarat Electricity Board and Sardar Sarovar Narmada Nigam Limited. My Lord was elevated as an additional judge at the High Court of Gujarat on 21/11/2011 and was appointed as a permanent judge on 6/9/2013. My Lord was the acting Chief Justice of the High Court of Gujarat from 26/2/2023 and continued as such till my Lord's appointment as the Chief Justice of this Honourable Court. The ancient text of Shukranidhi Sara, forming part of Dharma Shastras, inter alia says thus, I quote, "The judges should be well versed in procedure, wise, of good character and temperament, soft in speech, impartial to friend or foe, truthful, learned in law, free from anger, free from ill desire and truthful." I unquote. The Kerala Bar will always remember my Lord as a warm-hearted, humane, soft-spoken and down-to-earth person of character, and as an erudite judge who heard cases considerately, deliberated the matters soberly, and decided the list impartially. My Lord never once lost cool while hearing arguments. Iveta Mesijkova, currently a judge at the Supreme Court of Slovak Republic, in one of her opinions while being the President of the Constitutional Court of Slovak Republic, had stated thus, I quote, "Judges in democracies cannot win public trust by seeking publicity and following public moods. They can win trust only by deciding according to law without regard to public opinion." I unquote. My Lord's verdicts were founded solely on law and justice and were neither swayed by popular perceptions nor intended to stimulate media glare. My Lord has also been functioning as the patron-in-chief of the Kerala Legal Service Authority and the Kerala State Mediation and Conciliation Centre, as well as the Kerala Judicial Academy. Many milestones have been achieved by this Honourable Court under my Lord's headship. The major initiatives during my Lord's tenure as the Chief Justice of this Honourable Court include development of a mobile application enabling quick filing of cases, looking for updates, tracking of applications and much more. Implementation of the machine scrutiny of writ appeals enabling swift analysis of the file by the registry. Development of a software module for preparation and monitoring of annual budget of the High Court. Upgradation and purchase of additional nodes of hyper-converged infrastructure and installation of hybrid video conferences in all courtrooms, thus making all courtrooms smart. Implementation of vConsole customized software for virtual hearing in all courtrooms. Introduction of e-post service as a new option for service of summons and notices. Implementation of auto-processing urgent memos and listing of cases in this Honourable Court. Digitization of disposed records and of pending cases as well as administrative matters of the High Court. Increased steps for digitization of district judiciary. Implementation of e-payment of court fees in the district judiciary for bail applications in the Sessions Court. Interlocutory applications in the civil courts and the criminal miscellaneous petitions before the criminal courts. Inauguration of mobile e-Seva Kantra. Integration of e-courts with land records and registration database. Digital sharing of process service. Digital sharing of FIR and charge sheets. Establishment of new courts at Agali, Nilambur and Alattur. Designation of various additional sessions courts as special courts for trial of cases lynching and mob violences as well as for offences under the Food Safety and Standards Act. Completion of court buildings at Todupuzha, Kayangulam, Mancheri and Kattappana, and inauguration of construction of court buildings at Mavelikara, Chavakkad, Parappanangadi, Vadagara, Malappuram, Kasaragod and Varkala. Installation of statue of Mahatma Gandhi in the High Court premises. Establishment of foolproof CCTV surveillance system and CCTV control room in this High Court building and premises. Formative steps for Judicial City at Kalamassery and launching of e-newsletter of this Honourable Court, recent High Court Chronicles. My Lord is demitting office as the Chief Justice of this Honourable Court after an eventful tenure, which brought about substantial developments in the functioning of the judiciary of the state, particularly in making it increasingly accessible to various stakeholders. My Lord can certainly demit office with full satisfaction of having redeemed the trust reposed on my Lord while being appointed as the Chief Justice of this Honourable Court, both on judicial and administrative sides. A farewell is undoubtedly a prelude to an ensuing meeting. My Lord may be far from our sight, but will remain in our hearts forever. On behalf of the entire bar of the God's own country, I wish my Lord scores of creative years in law and my Lord's family all the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Honourable Mr. Justice A.J. Desai, Chief Justice, Honourable Justice Mohammad Mushtaq, Judges of this Honourable Court, Honourable Justice Nikhil Escarial, Judge, High Court of Gujarat, former Judges of this Honourable Court and High Court of Gujarat, the Advocate General, the Director General of Prosecution, Additional Solicitor General of India, Deputy Solicitor General of India in charge, Chairman of the Bar Council of Kerala, State Attorney, Secretary and Executive Members of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, respected senior advocates, Registrar General and staff of this court, law officers of the state and the central government, family and friends of Justice A.J. Desai, advocate clerks, my colleagues at bar, and my brothers and sisters. In my capacity as the President of the KHCA, this is the first speech I am delivering on the retirement of a judge. To thank a judge for his services is not an easy task because the bar will always be unaware of the little sacrifices made almost every day by a judge to discharge his duties. A judge is judged by the bar on many parameters, but the foremost among them is fairness. A judge, by the very nature of his duties, cannot make both sides happy. But through his or her judgment, we will let both sides know if he was fair in reaching the judgment. Every judge will know how the bar has judged him or her only by the way the bar treats him or her after their retirement, and I am in no position to certify any judge on his retirement. You have had an unblemished and distinguished career as a judge for almost 14 years, before which you spent 25 years at the bar. You have surprised me ever since I first interacted with you in my capacity as the President of the Bar Association. Your humility and total absence of ego was so striking, particularly for a Chief Justice. The human mind of an advocate is unwilling to accept such humility and total absence of ego from a Chief Justice, and my curiosity made me call a few of my friends in the Gujarat High Court Bar. I was surprised to learn that your humility and absence of ego was a part of your genetic makeup. It's always refreshing to see a judge with total absence of ego, and this one quality alone can make a judge a better judge. I strongly believe that a judge with an ego violates his oath of office because ego clouds reasoning. We are in a profession where egos fly high, but between the ego of an advocate and that of a judge, there is a vast difference. The ego of an advocate affects in personam, while the ego of a judge acts in rem. In your short career as the Chief Justice of this Honourable Court, you did everything in your soft but assertive way. You were always courteous and respectful to each member of the bar who ever appeared before you. You set standards to ensure integrity of the judicial institution, even when such standards were seemingly uncomfortable to brother and sister judges. You kept the judicial institution at a higher pedestal than individuals, and you will always be remembered for it. You were always willing to correct yourself whenever you were shown reasons to correct your course. The ability to correct yourself also arises from the absence of ego, and this bar certainly wished that you had a longer tenure. You came to this honorable court as a Chief Justice, where the power as a master of roster was clipped by a judicial order which continues to wreak havoc at the bar even today. This is perhaps the only High Court where judges override the directions of the Chief Justice as regards listing, and this would have been an obstacle in managing the backlog of cases. If there was one aberration that caught the attention of the bar during your career, it was the deviation from a traditional and customary full court reference given to retiring judges. On the basis of a letter from a retiring judge, you decided to deviate from a long-standing tradition of this honorable court. However, I would not put the blame on your table for a simple reason that the senior judges of this honorable court ought to have guided you. The senior judges are not just senior judges of this court, but they were advocates who practiced here for decades before being elevated as judges of this honorable court, and were well aware of the long-standing traditions and customs of the bar. What is significant is that the deviation from the tradition and custom was caused for no solid reason, but was based on an assumption. As advocates and judges, the first lesson we learn is that our decisions cannot be based on surmises and conjectures or assumptions. Surmises and conjectures or assumptions have no role in the life of an advocate or a judge. But unfortunately, the deviation from the traditional practice was rooted on it. The concerned judge probably assumed that the president of the association will bring in his personal issues to this sacred occasion. This bar has always had high traditions. No president has in the past and no president in the future will ever bring in their personal issues, because every president standing here is well aware that he or she is speaking not for himself, but he or she is representing each and every member of the bar and the dignity of the judicial institution itself. We have a reason to believe that the full court would not have been a party to the decision of deviating from the long-standing traditions of the bar, but the fact that it was done brushed the entire court with the same brush. For the first time in the history of this honorable court, all judges in full robes walked into a banquet hall, which is not a court. In trying to shield a judge, the honorable court exposed itself to the people. We are a country that has adopted constitutional supremacy and the rule of law. For us, the law is not the command of the sovereign, and this honorable court demonstrated to the people at large that the law is what the judges think it is. Unfortunately, one former judge of this honorable court, who is now practicing as a senior advocate, tried fishing in dirty waters and suggested that the customary speech of the president of the association be rendered by the president of Senior Advocates Association. There are more than a dozen organizations of advocates in this honorable court, but only 2 are given special privilege by this honorable court, because all communications of the honorable court are marked to these 2 organizations: the Senior Advocates Association and the Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers. Every High Court and Honorable Supreme Court has only one recognized bar association. Encouraging multiple associations will cause a divide in the bar. Divide and rule was a policy adopted by the British to hold on to power. The unity of bar is not just essential to the bar, but to the very existence of the bench itself. A divided bar might give temporary reprieve to a few individuals, but in the long run it will be suicidal. Action speaks louder than words. Words of individual judges on trust it has on the bar are meaningless when the collective conduct shows otherwise. Unfortunately, the lack of trust is not based on the conduct of the bar, but the conduct of the judges themselves. The conduct of the judges are gaining more attention, and the chorus of the Bar Association speaking out loud is increasing. The Madhya Pradesh Bar Association, the Jharkhand Bar Association, and the Kolkata Bar Association are latest to point it out. The bar has always stood by the bench to defend the collegium system, but the inability to churn out the bad apples is slowly tilting the scale against the collegium system. It is time for both the bar and the bench to introspect and set the house in order. The aberration is pointed out for records and to ensure that the same mistake is never repeated. The aberration will never reflect against you, because you are one of the finest Chief Justice this court ever had. Your tenure was too little and you have not had much time to interact with the bar and sort out all issues out there. But I can say with conviction that you sorted out each and every issue when it was specifically pointed out to you and you were convinced of the reason. You kept the judicial institution higher than yourself and that of your brother and sister judges, and this bar will ever remember you for this quality of yours. I, on behalf of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, wish you the best of health so as to allow you to pursue whatever you have decided for yourself. I want you to go back to your home state fully knowing that you were one of the best Chief Justices this Honourable Court ever had, and we wish that you had a longer tenure in this court. The gratitude of the bar will be incomplete if we forget to thank Mr. Sachi Desai, who have been with you throughout your journey. Thank you, ma'am, for your sacrifices, enabling him and empowering him to discharge his duties. Thank you. Jai Hind.
My dear Chief Justice Ashish Jitendra Desai, esteemed colleagues, Justice Nikhil Karyal of Gujarat High Court, of course we are proud of him, he hails from Kerala. Justice C.K. Bush, former judge of Gujarat High Court. Justice Narayana Kurup, Justice Sirijagan, and Justice Gopinath, former judges of this court. Learned Advocate General, Chairman of Bar Council, Assistant Solicitor General, distinguished law officers of state and central government, registrar and staff of this court, President of the Bar Association, President of the Clerk Association, and Srimati Shachi, spouse of dear Chief Justice. Today we are gathered here to honor and bid farewell to the Honourable Justice Ashish Jitendra Desai, who is the first from the state of Gujarat to hold the office of Chief Justice of the High Court of Kerala. Your illustrious legal career spanning around 39 years, including nearly 13 years as a judge of both Gujarat High Court and Kerala High Court, is drawing a formal curtain today. Your journey from the culturally diverse west coast of Gujarat, known for its vibrant colors, rich heritage and traditions, to the lush green landscapes and hill station of Kerala is truly remarkable. God's own country has perhaps received you in the befitting way as you cherish nature and serenity, allowing you to contribute significantly to its judiciary. I am sure you could not have chosen a better state than Kerala, considering your fondness and love for nature. Your tenure as a Chief Justice, spanning nearly 1 year, has been marked by significant reforms on the administrative side. As a Chief Justice, you viewed the individuals of this institution as a cohesive unit. You believe that it is the individuals who make up the institution and their character reflects the image of the institution. At the same time, you also believe that for an institution to survive, it must be respected by society. The installation of statue of Mahatma Gandhi in the central portico of the High Court was not merely to pay obeisance to him, but to reflect his values and personal virtues on the individuals who are part of this great institution. Your views always have been clear about what one should or should not do. You never lacked conviction in your decisions or opinions, as you always prioritized institutional interest. You might have erred in the eyes of few, but you never erred in your intentions. As someone closely associated with Chief Justice in the decision-making process, I admire you for your foresight in ensuring that institutions' interest always comes first in validating such decisions. You worried about the shortage of space for the High Court. I am sure that your initiative will bear fruit, as well-intentioned actions require logical conclusions, and time will stand as a testimony to your wisdom and vision. For the first time in the history of the High Court, we had 42 judges simultaneously. Your proposal for appointing judges from the bar was accepted by the Supreme Court Collegium and central government without delay, paving the way for the appointments of 6 advocates of this bar out of 7 recommended. You also made certain that the senior designation of lawyers from this bar was concluded on time. What makes a true administrator is his competence in communicating, listening to his colleagues, balancing multiple tasks as an administrator while carrying out judicial function is not an easy job. We learn from you that good decisions do not come solely from information, but from accelerating knowledge gained through experience that challenge our ability to think. The suggestion to launch Kerala High Court Chronicles was accepted by you on the condition that contents be reviewed before release. Listening to your wisdom in editing the chronicles ushered a new dimension in the publication of court news and judgments in India. Our two esteemed colleagues, Justice V. Arun and Justice C.S. Dias, brought a revolutionary touch by using technology to connect thousands to court judgments and news. You listened to bar. The solution to the long-standing grievance on the early listing of a case is a glaring example of your ability to listen. You dressed meticulously. Your charming face and smile brought positivity to your approach. I faced a problem. My wife nagged me for not following your steps and choosing attire and style. I can't do to my character. I'm a restive, while you are composed, calm, and relaxed. Your style depicts that. As our time together draws to a close, we are sure that it does not mark the end of memories and bonds we have created. Today, you retire with contentment and happiness. God has always blessed you, and His blessing will continue to shower upon you. Enjoy your time with your family and granddaughter. My colleagues and I join together to wish you a beautiful life ahead. Jai Hind.
My esteemed sister and brother judges, former judges of the High Court, my brother Justice Nikhil S. Kerial, Judge High Court of Gujarat, brother Justice C.K. Buch, former Judge High Court of Gujarat, Mr. Gopal Krishna Kurup, Learned Advocate General, Mr. Ashok M. Cherian and Mr. Jay Chandran, Learned Additional Advocate General, Mr. Ravindranath Menon, Learned Senior Sending Counsel, Government of India, Taxes, Mr. Shaji, Director General of Prosecution, Mr. Gracious Kuriokos, Additional Director General of Prosecution, Mr. Manoj Kumar, Learned State Attorney, Mr. A.L. Sundaresan, Learned ASGI, High Court of Madras, in additional charge of Deputy Solicitor General of India for High Court of Kerala, Mr. T.S. Ajit, Chairman, Bar Council of Kerala, Mr. Yashwant Shenoy, President of the Kerala High Court Advocate Association, Mr. Nanda Kumar Menon, Learned Senior Advocate and President of the Senior Advocate Association, Srimati P.K. Sanathamma, President of the Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers, respected senior advocates, my dear young lawyers, learned mediators in the panel of KSMCC, Registrar General and other registrars, High Court of Kerala, staff of this High Court, members of the Advocate Clerk Association, my wife Shachi Desai, Mrs. Justice Mustaq member, staff members of my High Court, original High Court, parent High Court, Gujarat High Court, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all. I was fortunate to visit Kerala, the God's own country, as a bachelor, as well as judge of the High Court itself many a times. In those visits to Kerala, I had the occasion to enjoy the state's enchanting natural beauty, characterized by lush greenery, serene backwaters, pristine beaches, mist-covered hills, and snow-dusted tea plantations. Even though there were rumors of my appointment to other high courts, I was fortunate to be appointed as the Chief Justice of Kerala High Court, one of the best high court in the country. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Brother Justice A. Mustaq Mohammed, Learned Advocate General of Kerala, and Learned President of the Kerala High Court Advocate Association for the kind words spoken about me and on my performance as the Chief Justice of this esteemed High Court. I will express special thanks since my wife is present and she may treat me better from tomorrow. Standing before you today, I feel humbled by the love and affection showered on me by you all during my sojourn here in Kerala. Being born in the family of a judge, I had occasion to closely observe the functioning of judiciary at an early age itself. In fact, the passion with which my father worked as judge of Gujarat High Court, as well as district and session judge, inspired me to join the legal profession. Following the footsteps of my father, I obtained law degree from Sir L. A. Shah Law College, Ahmedabad, in the year 1985. After completing my law graduation, I was fortunate enough to join the chambers of Shri M.C. Bhatt and Srimati Dakshaben Bhatt at City Civil Court, Ahmedabad. My senior, Shri Mahesh Bhai, was a person who was always ready to render services on pro bono basis for social cause to the poor and needy litigants. I wish to recollect one of my experience that happened during my junior days when Shri M.C. Bhatt was appointed as court commissioner in a public interest litigation matter for the upliftment of thousands of migrant laborers working in the sugar mills of South Gujarat, since the laborers were paid meager wages, which was far below the standards stipulated under the Minimum Wages Act. I was asked to visit various sugar factories. My interaction with the laborers from Gujarat, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh yielded success in such as much as the wages payable to the laborers were increased, and it was decided to fix the payment of wages in terms of minimum wages. I consider again myself fortunate that at the initial years of my internship, I got the opportunity to engross in a public interest litigation, which one seldom gets. My association with Mr. M.C. Bhatt continued till 1995, and there I practiced at Ahmedabad City Civil Court and all district courts of the state. Gradually, I switched over to Gujarat High Court and joined the office of Government Pleader. I was appointed as Additional Government Pleader and Assistant Government Pleader in the year 1994 and 1995. My experience as Additional Government Pleader has really been memorable. I got the opportunity to work with stalwarts like Mr. J.M. Thakur and Mr. Suresh Bhai Shelat, former Advocate Generals, and Mr. Kamal Bhai Trivedi, Advocate General at present. I acquired valuable knowledge and gained priceless experiences while discharging my duty as AGP and APP, which still helps me in adjudicating the matters effectively. Upon elevation as High Court of Judge, I first shared the sitting with Honourable Mr. Justice V.M. Sahai, and I learned many facets of board and docket management. His Lordship was courageous to pass the orders on merits without consideration its future implications in form of challenge to the higher courts. I have tried to replicate the said spirit in my tenure. I cannot forget Honourable Mr. Justice A.L. Dave, who inspired me to give dictation in most of the cases in open court, and the habit that I nurtured then still helps me. My experience as the acting Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court with my bench partner Mr. Justice Biren Vaishnav is the most pleasant phase of my career as a judge. I cherish the harmony of my association with Mr. Justice R.M. Chaya, former Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court, Justice A.J. Shastri, former Judge of Gujarat High Court, and Justice N.V. Anjaria, presently Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court. I am thankful to my colleagues at the Gujarat High Court who had cooperated during my tenure as an acting Chief Justice. I am also thankful to Honourable Justice Bhaskar Bhattacharya, my first Chief Justice. I have no hesitation to say that I have never come across such a wonderful human being. I am also thankful to the Honourable Chief Justices, Justice R. Subhash Reddy and Justice Arvind Kumar, presently Judge Supreme Court of India, for reposing trust and confidence in me. Honourable Justice Vikram Nath, Judge Supreme Court of India, who was also Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court, is an unassuming person and had won the hearts of entire judicial fraternity of the state of Gujarat during his tenure. I also remember former Chief Justice of India, Mr. Justice K.G. Balakrishnan, before whom I had caused my appearances during my practice days. I also remember with reverence Honourable Mr. Justice P.S. Poti, Honourable Mr. Justice K. Sridharan, and Honourable Mr. Justice K.S. Radhakrishnan, the renowned judges from Kerala who adorned the seat of the Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court. I am here since almost a year, but my experience in different capacities is memorable. As the Patron-in-Chief of KELSA, Kerala Judicial Academy and KSMCC, and also the President of Indian Law Institute, Kerala State Unit, I had occasion to spearhead various welfare activities and programs organized by this institution during the last 1 year. I would like to mention a word about some important new projects launched by KELSA, namely CLAP, Samvada, Victim Rights Center, and Sadgamaya, etc. Due to paucity of time, I do not want to describe in detail about these projects. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely express my gratitude and appreciation to Brother Justice Mustaq, Brother Justice Jai Shankar Nambiar, and Brother Justice Anil K. Narendran, who are leading the various activities of KELSA, KJA, KSMCC, and ILI. I also thank the Honourable Judges who are members of above institution for their support and valuable services. I also thank the Member Secretary of Kerala State Legal Services Authority who is implementing the officer various activities undertaken by KELSA. I thank the Director Academics and other directors of the Kerala Judicial Academy who are spearheading the training activities for the officer of the District Judiciary. Being the Patron-in-Chief, I also acknowledge the services of the High Court Legal Services Committee and the Kerala State Mediation and Conciliation Center. I have found out that the Kerala Judicial Academy has played a pivotal role in nurturing the next generation of judges and legal professionals. Indeed, the Academy's commitment to excellence in legal education has not only enriched our judiciary, but has also strengthened the administration of justice in Kerala. It is very pertinent to note that the KJ has already taken initiative for a paradigm shift, the methodology adopted by training and the traditional type of lengthy lectures classes having been given away to modern concepts in the curriculum. And to steer it, the Academy has embraced the widely acceptable adult education methods. High Court of Kerala is always keen in adopting new trends in the space of information and communication technology and is implementing the relevant and applicable technology advancement in the justice delivery system in order to achieve the cherished goal of access to justice for all. From the first day of my assumption of office as Chief Justice of this court, Brother Justice Mustaq Mohammed and Brother Justice Jai Shankar Nambiar have given their support and guidance in discharging my duty as Chief Justice, and I take this opportunity to thank them profoundly from the bottom of my heart. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Honourable members of Administrative Committee for their active participation in discussing held at the meetings. The views shared and also the guidance given by them helped me a lot while dealing with complicated administrative matters, especially in the case of transfer and posting of the judicial officers. On the administrative side, although 35 various committees are functioning in this court, dealing with different subjects, though burdened with their heavy judicial work, as the chairman and member of these committees, my brother and sister judges had helped me immensely in discharging my administrative duties. In this context, I express my sincere thanks to all the honourable judges for their active cooperation in all the decision-making process. I have studied in various districts in Gujarat. Due to frequent transfer of my father as district judge at various places in the state of Gujarat, I had several opportunities to experience and to know the difficulties of judicial officers, their family members and court staff. I have no hesitation to state that the district judiciary in Kerala is one amongst the best district judiciary in India. I have interacted with judicial officers of almost all judicial districts in Kerala during my visits to concerned districts. The officers have shared with me their experiences and the difficulties faced by them while discharging their duties in their respective courts. I have tried my level best to take remedial steps for the redressing their grievances. The judicial officers are very dedicated and hardworking and are committed to rule of law. I place on record the appreciation for all the judicial officers of the state who have toiled their hard work for reducing the mammoth pendency of cases. Special mention requires to be made out of all the 14 principal district judges who have administered the unit in most effective manner. As we all know, the bar and bench relationship lies at the heart of a robust and effective legal system. This intricate interplay between advocates and judges is not merely a professional collaboration, but a cornerstone of justice itself. Mutual respect, open communication, and adherence to professional standards are the pillars on which the bench and bar relationship must stand. As the legal landscape evolves, nurturing a healthy bar and bench relationship remains paramount. It is through this collaboration that we uphold the principle of justice, fairness, and the rule of law. In fostering this partnership, we not only fortify the legal profession, but also reaffirm our commitment to a just and equitable society. Justice has been pictured in Roman mythology as a goddess by name Themis, wearing a blindfold and holding scales. The scales cannot weigh and balancing the rights and privilege. The judge and the lawyer should remember first and foremost that in weighing and balancing rights and privileges, they are building together a monument in the temple of justice. A common man has faith in the judicial system of the country, often described as the last hope. It is the role of both the bar and bench to maintain and strengthen the same by its commitment and conduct. With my short experience in Kerala High Court, I have no hesitation to state that the bar has played a crucial role in maintaining the glory and majesty of this court in all respect by its valuable contribution to the judicial domain. The lawyers in Kerala are known for their fairness, uprightness, and reasonableness, and they are also fearless in putting forth their viewpoints. However, they have maintained the decorum and dignity of the court. The state of Kerala has widely recognized for its impressive development in education, health, and social security sectors over the years, setting a benchmark for other states in India. Kerala's sustained efforts in these fronts have not only improved the quality of life for its residents, but also positioned it as a leader in development within India. Its achievements continue to inspire and guide other states towards similar paths of progress and human development. It is heartening to note that Kerala's progressive approach towards the gender equality, combined with its strong educational foundation and supportive policies, has contributed to a higher representation of women in legal education and legal profession, including judicial services. The trend not only reflects societal advancement in Kerala, but also sets an example for other states in India to emulate in promoting gender parity in professional fields. Last year, I had occasion to inaugurate an enrollment program conducted by the Bar Council of Kerala. Altogether, 1,600 candidates were enrolled as lawyers to the roles of the Bar Council of Kerala, and in the enrollment session conducted in 2 days, it was surprised that the female law graduates outnumber the male counterparts, and perhaps this is the only state where we can see female lawyers in such a large number. I am informed that the number of female persons entering into Kerala's judicial service is much higher than male persons in the recent years. I think the people in Kerala are blessed with many artistic talents. So many times I had the opportunity to watch the artistic talents of our staff members and the lawyers in close quarters. They are very proficient in various dance forms, singing, drama, and other art of forms. I was fortunate to participate in the Onam celebration organized in the High Court last year. The pomp and gaiety with which Onam was celebrated in the High Court was a splendid manifestation of deep sense of oneness with which the people of Kerala is close-knit. Being part of the annual day celebration 2023 of the Kerala High Court Advocate Association, I was surprised to see the performances of the lawyers in singing, dancing, drama and whatnot. I have been lucky to have Brother Justice V.G. Arun as my bench partner throughout my tenure in Kerala High Court. I found him not only having deep knowledge in all branches of law, but also very hardworking and judicious too. I have always taken help from him when matters related to subjects like maintaining water bodies, paddy fields, mining operation, etc. came up for adjudication. He has further taught me how to one can remain or how be patient while hearing a case. From today, he is relieved from my company. I have to acknowledge the contribution of members of Registry of High Court, Sri P. Krishna Kumar, Registrar General, who is a knowledgeable and dynamic officer, keeping the true spirit of the assigned portfolio. With solution at the fingertips, he was leading the establishment in a commendable manner. I have to recollect my association with Mr. P.J. Vincent, former Registrar, District Judiciary, who is calm and composed in his traits but firm in his outlook. He is able to assistance to me requires a special mention. Registrar Vigilance, Mr. K.V. Jayakumar, Registrar District Judiciary, Sri Jobin Sebiston, Registrar Judicial, Sri Prabhat Kumar, Registrar Administration, Sri A.V. Pradeep Kumar, Registrar Computerization cum Director, Sri Joseph Rajesh, Registrar Finance, Srimati M.B. Usha, Registrar Recruitment, Mr. P. Devendra Kumar, Additional Registrar General Administration, Sri Jyoti Lal Prasad, and all the members of Registry have discharged their duties in a most diligent and efficient manner, and the administration of the High Court as well as the District Judiciary has remained smooth for the greatest endeavour put in by each member of the Registry. The grace of this towering edifice is the beauty with which the dedicated workforce accomplished their feat. I place on record my deep sense of appreciation for the relentless efforts being put by the officer of the staff of the High Court in steering the institutional towards. I wholeheartedly appreciate the Public Relations Officer, Mr. T.C. Arun, and his team for their excellent work, Protocol Officer Sri R. Asok, the Assistant Protocol Officer and other staff members, and Protocol Wing deserve special mention for their dedicated service at any time. In order to discharge the judicial and administrative duties as the Chief Justice efficiently and diligently, the dedicated and committed service of personal staffs are required. I express my heartfelt gratitude to every member of staff who worked with me. I acknowledge the dedicated service put by Sri C.B. Thomas, my private secretary, who during my tenure rendered all assistance required of a Chief Justice. He is not only efficient in his work but also affectionate too. I also acknowledge and dedicate service rendered by Sri Krishna Raj, personal assistant to Chief Justice, and Sri Jacob, additional PA to Chief Justice. I wish to acknowledge services of Srimati Lekhaji Krishnan, Deputy Registrar, and other staff attached to the Chief Justice Secretariat. My court officers, Srimati Soni and Srimati Avasthi, were great help to me in discharging my judicial functions. I also thank the listing officers, Sri Girish and Sri Anup, and Sri Ashwini Singh, my research assistant. I sincerely express my gratitude to my stenographers, Srimati Vimla, Srimati Emil, and Srimati Urmila for the dedicated work. Mr. Srini, facility assistant, was a great assistant in my court and residence. I also acknowledge with gratitude the services rendered by my chauffeur, Sri Abdul Wafa, Sri Benson, and Sri Gibi. I express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Police Pilot Duty Officer Sri Manmohan and his team, who are leading the police pilot team presently, and the entire team in the pilot as well as the escort team working in various shifts. My personal security officers, Sri Binit and Sri Rafiq, were always vigilant and took care of my security with utmost sincerity. My sincere thanks to all civil police officers working on guard duty at the residence. Mr. Felix George, Sri George Sebastian, and Sri Ajis, my cooks, who have now become expert in preparing Gujarati cuisine, deserve special mention. I thank all of them for their dedicated and committed work. I thank my escort peon, Sri Vishnu, other office attendants, Sri Ashwin, Sri Sabine, Srimati Suma, for their assistance in the court. A special mention about the office attendants and other staff working at the residence, who were always willing to do any work and who have now become part of our family. I also thank the gardeners who were on duty at my residence. As I reflect on my times as Chief Justice, I am filled with gratitude for the unwavering support of my esteemed colleagues, the legal community, and the people of Kerala. It has been a privilege to work alongside such committed individuals who share a common goal of upholding the rule of law and ensuring justice for all. While my tenure as a Chief Justice comes to an end, my commitment to the principle of justice and fairness remains steadfast. I am confident that under the continued leadership of our judiciary and the ongoing dedication to legal community, Kerala will continue to thrive as a beacon of justice and equality. I extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for your support and guidance throughout my tenure. It has been a privilege and an honor to serve as Chief Justice of Kerala. I earnestly look forward to witness the continued progress and success of our judiciary and legal institution in the years to come. My parents were the abode of virtues to emulate myself to lead a fulfilling life. The passion and commitment of my father, Jitendra Desai, who later adorned the bench of Gujarat High Court, were the real motivating factors for me to scale the ladder of success in my judicial career. My mother, Mandakini, who was also a Gandhian, was always with me with love and care so that I could repose my feelings with no barriers whatsoever. I am sure that my parents will be watching the turn of events in my life from their heavenly abode. I sincerely acknowledge the greatest support provided by my wife Shachi, who has raised my children, keeping them grounded, including me, my wife, my son Arsh, my daughter Trisha, and my daughter-in-law Nidhi always stood like rock behind me in every phase of my life. Our family, a granddaughter was born last year, namely Aira. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Brother Justice Nikhil S. Kerial, Judge of the High Court, and Brother Justice C.K. Bush, former Judge, who have travelled all the way from Gujarat to attend this farewell reference. As I am turning to the next chapter of my life, working as Judge and Chief Justice, I am filled with complete satisfaction and hope. I promise that I will always cherish the memories and friendship that we have built together, and I will remain forever grateful for the privilege of serving alongside you. Certainly, I will again visit God's own country, not as a jurist, but as a tourist. Before concluding, I earnestly hope that I will be one among the invitees at the time of inauguration of Judicial City at Kalamseri. I hope in the near future, the High Court of Kerala will reach its full bloom with the sanctioned strength judges in place. At this juncture of demeeting my office, I wish Brother Justice A. Mustaq Muhammad all the very best to perform the duties of the Chief Justice of this court. I wish each and every one assembled here good health, success, and contentment in their lives, both on their official and family spheres. Thank you, one and all.